Mahalo everyone, and welcome to another one of my concept decks. And today we have one of my all-time favourite concept decks. It's been evolving for a while. I've used it, I must have used it for years, and so much so that Ollie's very much aware of it now when I use it against him. It's the defense one turn kill deck, and it all really started with the card you've got here, which I've got 3 of still in the deck. Stone Statue of the Aztecs. Doubles battle damage when you attack it. It's got a base 2000 defense, but we never keep it at that anymore. 3 Stronghold Guardian can help with that. It works as a hand trap to give any monster 1500 defense. So you can whack 2 of these down from the hand. That can be a 3000 defense boost onto this. I've got 2 copies of Destiny Hero Defender. I should probably have 3, but I don't have one. I've got 2 copies of Wall of Illusion, and again, these should probably also be Legendary Jujitsu Master. But again, just due to the copies I have, I've elected for these. I quite like Wall of Illusion. I like the 1850 defense. I have 1 each of Big Shield Gardna and Junk Defender. Junk Defender is, again, a hand trap. Sometimes this deck runs out of monsters, as you can tell. I'm not running that many. That were all the monsters that I have. And sometimes that 300 defense that you can give a monster can be the difference. So onto the spells, and again, there aren't many of these. There's just 5. Oh no, I lie. There's 6. Because I got an Econ. Econ can just get you out of some tight situations. Basically, that's why it's in there. I've got 2 copies of the Reliable Guardian, which give my monster 700 defense if my opponent is playing Jinzo or something else that counters trap cards, which can happen in a deck which nearly half of it, or over half of it, is traps. Then, yeah, you're going to want some spells to help keep you in there. Reliable Guardian does that. We then have one of the more interesting and pivotal cards of the deck, the Savage Colleseum. It's a complicated field spell used by the Amazon, whatever her name was, in GX Season 1. Do you remember that? Hannah. I don't think her name is Hannah. Anyway, she fought Bastion and Jaden. So when you basically, for every attack, you gain 300 life points, and all monsters must attack if able. So basically, if you enter the battle phase with a monster in attack mode, it has to attack. However, it then says that in the end phase, destroy all face-up attack position monsters that didn't clear an attack. Sometimes I can use Econ to do that to my advantage, but more importantly, it means that if my opponent enters the battle phase, he's attacking. And sometimes he can be attacking with things like this, the 2 Ojama trio that I've added into the deck, so they enter the battle phase and pop, I can give them Ojama trios that have to attack. Inverse Universe, they're actually doing these traps the wrong way round. Really, it should be starting with these bad boys, D2 Shield. This is the key card of the deck. So pleased when this got released. Double the original defense of the monster. You have to get it right in the chain, but this sends Stone Statue instantly up to 4000 defense. So if they're attacking with a 0 attack monster, you've got game right there. How do you get their monster to be 0 defense? Well, you use these 3 Fairy Box. With this, if you I toss a coin every time my opponent attacks. If I call it right, they go down to 0. If I call it wrong, it's the same, but often that risk alone might prevent them from attacking. I have to pay 500 life points in my standby phase to keep this wonderful effect. Joey used this to good effect against Mako in Battle City. I really like Fairy Box. I've always really liked it, actually, since a very early version of dual networks on the PC. Defender's Intersect basically changes the battle positions of defense position to attack and negates their effects. So again, This is all about trying to force my opponent's monsters to battle. 3 Battle Mania. Another quite interesting card. All face-up monsters my opponent controls change to attack position. Their battle positions can't change, and they must attack if able. So this is really forcing my opponent into plays when he might not want to, when he's realised what I'm doing and what I can set up. Inverse Universe is for when I go on the offensive. If I feel, I don't know, for whatever reason, I can switch the attack and defense of my monsters. So I can go straight in. Even sometimes they can flip my monster into attack mode, they can use their own econ. I'll whack up the defense and chain this. You can still see the same effect, though the battle damage isn't doubled. An Unfortunate Report is a kind of win more card. I quite like it just for laughable situations, really. It means my opponent has to conduct their battle phase twice. Very funny. You're not going to see that in many decks, let me tell you. I have 3 copies of Cross Counter, including a really nice Ultimate Rare First Edition here, and this is another one that causes battle damage to be doubled. So this I would use on my Defenders, my Wall of Illusions, my Big Shield Gardners. And it also means my opponent's monster is destroyed when they attack. So it's another way of getting rid of a threat. Sometimes I need to counter monster effects. So in that situation I'll bring out Skill Drain. If I've got cross counters face down, I can still double battle damage into attacks from Stone Statue of the Aztecs. So yeah, Skill Drain can be really helpful. And probably the newest card, and one I haven't got enough copies of really, Rise to Full Height, which again doubles the defense of a monster on my field, but it becomes 0 at the end of the turn. And I can also use its effect from the graveyard to force my opponent to attack a particular monster. So yeah, really handy, really versatile card, which I can use from the grave. And so that's it, guys. Hopefully in the future I'll get to demonstrate this deck in a duel. It's very entertaining. It can create some kind of stalematey type duels, and obviously sometime, well, quite a lot of the time, it can go wrong. But when it's set up, you can create some really nice tactical battles, and sometimes you can win in one turn. You've got a fairy box, a stone statue, and a D2 shield. That's all you need. Your opponent attacks into the defense position monster. You've got a 50-50% chance of a win right there with 3 cards, which I can run 3 copies of. Yeah, so it's a different way to try and win the duel. I hope it's something that's new for you, and if it's not, I hope you've appreciated the take on the deck. If you have any comments on it, please let me know. I haven't seen all the new cards, so there may be even a new way to improve the deck. Yeah, with that said, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will bring you more concept decks. I've got 4 brand new ones that I'm building. Well, 3 actually. I'm building 3 new concept decks and 1 really themed deck. And yeah, we will see you in a few weeks' time for some of those.